Hey everybody. So I'm here at Atlanta Airport in Georgia, and well, what a day it's been. Gonna wait for a few people to get in here, and then I'll tell you all about it. So I guess the good news is everything's on time. No delays this time, thankfully. Touch wood. Weather looks great. Everything seems to be going smooth, so nothing really to worry about there. But let me tell you this. So I was leaving from Dallas, as you guys know, and went through security, did all that good thing. And I kind of packed up my bag in such a way that it would be easy to just go straight through security with no drama, right? So I had like my bag here, all my electronics on top, my, all bits and pieces, just having it ready so that I would be able to just grab everything, stick it in the little plastic tub, whip off the shoes, and off you go, right? So that was the plan anyway. So got into the TSA checkpoint, whipped off my shoes, took my stuff out of my bag, and stuck it on the tray, put it through, and just give myself the old pat down, check everything was out, and I went into the TSA checkpoint, and they sent me through that scanner thing, right? The thing that kind of spins around you, and basically this little fat fuck, right? And I'm sorry now for using the language, but it is the way it is, right? This little fat fucking jumped up little prick. He looked at me and he just went, I was like, oh, here we go now, fucking RoboCop here. So he was this little shithead, right? The kind of guy that could never be a real cop or whatever, the type. RoboCop, basically. Pulled me aside and he goes, what does everything mean? And now I could feel my temperature starting to rise at this point, right? So what had happened prior to this was that I got stuck behind these two really irritating people at the check-in. So it took forever. I was standing there with all my stuff, and I was like, fucking come on. So I was already, like, my temperature was already rising. I was already pissed, right? So anyway, he says, what does everything mean? And I said, I don't know. I said, what are you getting at? Can you just, I wasn't being nasty or anything. I was just like, can you just get to the point? What are you talking about? And he said, well, were you or were you not told to remove everything from your pockets? I said, yeah, I was. Did you remove everything from your pockets? Just one sec. So I said, yeah, as far as I know. What's in that pocket? I said, I didn't know there was anything. I said, let me check. So anyway, I pulled out a couple of dollar bills. I said, oh yeah, just these. So not everything then. And I said, look, sir, do you want me to go back through? Is that what you're getting at? You know what I mean? I just had no time for this shit. Like, I was like, sir, do you want me to go back through? Is that what the problem is? He said, no, but you were told to remove everything. I said, yeah, I understand that. Obviously, I forgot this. Do you want me to go back through? So then he was like, everything is a universal word, right? It means everything out of your pockets. So then, of course, me being me, the temperature hit here and that was it. I said, look, I don't really like your fucking attitude here, man. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. I said, I don't like your attitude. I was like, you're not able to just like abuse people, right? Like, if you want me to go back through, I'll go back through, no problem. I was like, I apologize for forgetting to take a dollar bill out of my pocket, but I was like, there's no need for your attitude. He's like, step to the side, please, sir. I said, fine. So I stepped to the side, and he goes, maybe we need to go back and have a proper search. And I was like, the temperature now was starting to really rise. So I was like, okay. I said, why is that? Like, I said, what's your problem? And he said, well, you're being very combative. I said, I'm not being combative. I'm just asking you why you're acting like a dick. I was like, I told you I'm sorry for having a dollar bill in my pocket. I was like, but I don't understand why you're acting like a dick. And he was like, sir, we're going to have to take you aside for a search. And then just as the words got out of his mouth, this other guy came over. He had a slightly different uniform, so I assume he was like a supervisor or whatever. Came over and he was like, "No, no, no, you good, you good." So I was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Cause he seems to have some kind of a problem here." And he was like, "No, no, no." He's like, and he just kind of looked at me like that, and he was like, "You're good." And I was like, "Thank you." So I put on my shoes. I was like, "Would you like me to go back through with the dollar bill?" He said, "No, no, no, you're fine." So as I was walking through, I got to the door to get like into, backstage, like where the, you know, terminal is or whatever. I just turned around to the guy. I couldn't help myself. I was like, "Dickhead." Like that. And then I walked right out the door and he went completely red. He was like a 4'2" little stubby fat fuck that was going bald. Just a miserable prick. And as I was going out the door, this young African American lady tapped me on the shoulder and she was like, "Don't worry about him, honey. Don't worry about him. He's always like that." I was like, "All right." I was like, "Fuck that guy." She was like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Okay." I thought I was going to get, the old rubber glove treatment. But thankfully I didn't. But then, right, I got to Atlanta at about 5:30, I guess. And it was really quick, like straight in. And I was looking for the, what's it called? The duty free, because I wanted to get like cheap cigarettes for my mother-in-law, right? So I walk into the duty free. It's about maybe 5:40, right? No later than that. And I was walking towards the cigarette section, and this lady barked at me, right? The staff here are so horrible. I'm sorry, but they really are so horrible. And the people that I met here are lovely, but the staff in the airport are just really just horrible. I'm sorry. Oh no, there's some nice ones too, don't get me wrong. But most of the ones that I've come in contact with have just been horrible. So she barked at me. She was like, "Sir, come back." And I turned around and I was like, because I had my headphones on, so I kind of half heard. I was like, "Excuse me?" And she was like, "We ain't selling cigarettes now." I was like, "All right, okay." I was like, "Are you guys closed?" She said, "Well, we're going to be closed at 6. So I pulled out my phone. I was like, "Oh, it's just 5:45 now. I just want to grab a box of cigarettes from my mother-in-law." And she was like, "No, we're getting ready to close up, so we can't do cigarettes or alcohol right now." And I was like, because I was still kind of a bit wound up from Dallas. So I was like, "Look," I was like, are you telling me that you're officially not allowed to sell me cigarettes or alcohol, or are you just telling me that you don't want to because you want to close up?" And she was like, "That's how we do it." I was like, "Okay." I was like, I literally just want to grab one box. I know which ones I want. They're right there. I was like, "If I was to buy chocolate or something, could I buy chocolate?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "So it's the same store. Like, why can't I buy cigarettes?" I was being a bit of a Karen, to be fair. And she couldn't give me a straight answer. She just didn't want to sell them. I guess maybe there's a different register for it and she didn't want to fire that back up or whatever the case may be. So I was like full Karen mode. So I went straight over to the customer service desk, just right across the way, and I was like, "Hi, what time does the duty free close at?" And she said, "Oh, usually it's 11, but these days it's 6 o'clock." I said, "Cool." I was like, "So I can buy cigarettes right up till 6 o'clock?" She was like, "Yeah, I don't see why not." I said, "Well, I do, because that lady just told me that I can't buy cigarettes now." I said, "What time is the cutoff time for cigarettes?" She couldn't give me an answer. I was like, "So what's the deal?" And she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Well, she said she was closing up at 6. So I assume there's some reason why she doesn't want to sell cigarettes." She was like, maybe, yeah. I was like, "Is there anywhere else I can buy cigarettes here?" She was like, "No, they're the only ones." I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me, man." So now I have to wait till I go to Amsterdam to get them. And they're actually way more expensive in Amsterdam, but still cheaper than Ireland. So like, it's not a big deal. So yeah, that was my experience. Now, I wasn't expecting much, to be fair. The TSA guy really caught me by surprise, though. Like, I've heard people say that sometimes the TSA officers are not the nicest people in the world, but all my experiences thus far, like, I did get frisked the last time, and that's fine. Like, I haven't really got a problem with that. But the last time around, even though I got frisked and searched or whatever, were really respectful, really nice. Like, there was no drama, no problems at all. They were really, really nice. This guy just had a chip on his shoulder. It's like, "I'm sorry that you're a small, dumpy, fat fuck that couldn't get a job as a real cop, but You know, don't take it out on me, Haas. But anyway, so he was just. I would like to say that I was going to put it down to he's just having a bad day, but from the perspective of the other staff, it seemed like this is a regular deal. And oh yeah, so when I was going out, that lady followed me down the hall. She was like, "Excuse me, sir, were we just talking back there?" I said, "Yeah, that was me." And she was like, "Do you want to make a complaint or anything?" I was like, "Nah." I was like, "It's all good." And she's like, "You sure you don't want to make a complaint?" I was like, No. I was like, legit. I was like, "He's probably just having a bad day." And she was like, "Okay, sir." And then she walked away. But I got the impression that she really wanted me to make a complaint. But like, I just couldn't be fucked. I just really couldn't care less. But yeah, so I'm boarding here in about 10 minutes. So then I have 2 hours in Amsterdam, and then it's like an hour and a half flight back to Ireland from there. I got my times mixed up though. I thought I was flying in, I was going to be in at midnight Ireland time, but it turns out I'm not. I'm actually in at midday Ireland time tomorrow. So that's actually better really, because it means this flight it's like gone it's almost 8 p.m. now. So, you know, by the time you get up in the air, have a bite to eat, have a drink, it'll be like bedtime. And it looks like I've got a whole aisle seat thingy, a whole 3-seater to myself, hopefully. If that's the case, I'll be panning out. I'll be taking some sleepy, nighty, snooze tablets, and I'll be gone. And I'll wake up in Amsterdam. That sounds like a good idea to me, anyway. And oh, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, Susie. Says for your mom, Siggy. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's that was something I was actually looking forward to getting her, because like the whole time I was in America, I was like, do you want anything nice? Like, is there anything that you want from the US that you can't get in Ireland? And she was like, cigarettes. I was like, okay, well, we have cigarettes in Ireland. She was like, yeah, no, cheap cigarettes. I was like, oh yeah, I hear you. Griff Guy says, suspected TSA guy has had attitude problems and they'd love to write him up. Yeah, that's the impression I got too. That is the impression. No, I did get his name. She gave me his name and his, it's like they don't really have a badge number, it's like an ID number or whatever. So I was like, right. It was like legit, like big time, like hint, hint. If you want to make a complaint, you can. And I was like, okay, thank you. But I got the impression that they really wanted me to. Team says, what up, weirdo? Home is already smelling better again. Already missing you. You too, man. I tell you what, like that 10 days just flew. It feels like it was just yesterday that I was here on the other way. In fact, the gate I went through is like just over there. Thank you so much, Mrs. Schrodinger's cat. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be doing a stream once I get home. But I tell you, even though we weren't able to go to Seattle because of the snowstorm and all that, we still had a great time. Just learned so much. Had a ball, actually. We really had a fantastic time. Let's get some brew tomorrow, Isaac. Oh yeah, with team. That'd be awesome. Amsterdam airport is excellent. I agree, Mark. It absolutely is. It's really chill. It's Amsterdam. Everything's chill in Amsterdam. I know, John, right? 10 days already. Yeah, I was thinking that too, B. I might just do that. It was just like, it's the attitude. And it was like, the way he said it was like, everything is a universal concept. And I was like, yeah, well, you're universally going to have to pull my boot out of your ass in a minute. I was thinking to myself, obviously couldn't say, because I would like to go back to Ireland. And not get like sent to Gitmo or something. But yeah, you know, other than that, actually, it's been really chill so far. Like, besides that bitch in the store and the TSA bitch, everything else was great. You know, I don't have to put up with the 260-degree heat in Team's car and the 360-degree heat in the studio. Hey, Johnny O's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Oh yeah. You're absolutely right, Alejandro. That guy that I covered in the video that came out today, so that fucking video, right? I now think I actually know what caused it, alright? So I uploaded that video yesterday. Last night, I finished editing it, I uploaded it, and it was green, right? So it was monetized. And then I was looking at the thumbnail, and I wasn't 100% happy with it, right? So I remade the thumbnail with the exact same wording and the exact same picture. All I did was I changed the color a little bit and I put the censored thing on there, right? So my theory is that YouTube picked up on the censored thing and nuked it straight away. So it got demonetized straight away. So yeah, it looks like maybe the censored sticker that I put on the picture thing is what actually might have caused it, because that was the only thing I changed, and then it went straight to red. And then I was telling team that it was demonetized, and then I re-uploaded it. So some of you might have seen it uploaded and then re-uploaded. That's exactly why. But when I re-uploaded it the second time, it was demonetized again. So obviously it picked up on something. And I did email YouTube, not that they give a shit, but I was explaining to them. I was like, hey guys, look, can you not see the fact here that every single video that you guys demonetize, I request a review, and every single one of them gets monetized, but it's monetized too late, right? But I was like, every single one of them gets monetized, so surely the trust factor should come into it at this point, but obviously you never hear anything back. Sheila Red, thank you so much for the $30 super chat, really appreciate that. Team says that some people bawl their eyes out over my heat. They don't realize that it's just their eyeballs sweating. Well, my eyeballs were not sweating, they were burning. Sheila says, hi Irish, travel well and stay healthy. Thank you so much, I really do appreciate that. I have actually been eating really healthily in the airport. Usually I just eat crap. So yeah, I've been eating like mangoes and shit, like healthy stuff. Wonder if someone like Team uploaded one of your vids, the same would happen. I actually tried it, funnily enough, on my other channel, Irish Demon Vlogs, which you should all go check out, because I'll be putting some stuff up there. Go check it out. And I posted it up there, and it was demonetized there. Sorry, not that one, but a one previously, and it was demonetized as well. Just checking all these morons over here queuing. It's like, you've got assigned seats, so what's the point in queuing? So that's that side of it. The other thing is that as for the automated system, I just saw somebody said, John R said you can delay releasing the videos. Yeah, you absolutely can. The problem with that is you kind of have to have a huge backlog of videos ready to release. The other problem with it is that a lot of what I cover is very up to date, so up to the minute. So my style is that I'll take a video, something that just came out 10 minutes ago, and I'll immediately respond to it. And like, myself and team talked about this at length, because we talked a lot about statistics and how to best manage our channels and all the rest of it. And the thing is that sometimes, even if the video is demonetized, it's still worth just putting up anyway, because, well, first and foremost, we want to make sure that you guys are getting your fill of entertainment every single day. The other reason for it is that we realize that, so like something that's spur of the moment, right? So something, let's say Glenn Serio put up a video in 10 minutes time where he, started doing professional level cartwheels down the street, right? Obviously all of us are going to want to cover that straight away, because it would be hilarious. Chances are mine would be demonetized, whereas if I had to wait for that to be monetized, it'd be too late then, because everybody kind of seen the story and all the rest of it. And I like to try to do it as quickly as I can, but as good as I can too. So I'd much rather, in that scenario, to take the hit in terms of the revenue, even though that revenue is really important to keeping the channels ticking over. At the same time, there's more to having a YouTube channel than just revenue. There's also building your subscribers. There's also keeping your subscribers happy, keeping the masses fed. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Because if we can't provide that content to you guys, then there's no point us doing it. And like, it's made up for. Like, it depends. Obviously, some people make hundreds of thousands on revenue. Some of us make a couple of $100 a video. If you had a huge video and you had like 100,000 subs. When you're a smaller channel like mine and you get an average of between 10 and say 50,000 views, for what you actually get out of the videos, it wouldn't be worth doing it without the other kind of options like super chats, like memberships, like merch. Merch is one of my favorite ways of raising revenue. The reason for that is that, number one, I'm selling a product that you as the buyer actually get to hold in your hand and have, like a tangible item. Now, I still see entertainment itself as tangible. That's why I happily pay for the entertainment that I receive. So, but when it comes to merch, it's a good way for us creators to make money, but it's also, you guys can have some cool stuff that you wouldn't otherwise have. So yeah, it's just things like that. There's a load of options for us, so it doesn't all hinge on whether or not the video is monetized. But it does help. It does help. And when, 1 in 5 of mine maybe gets, a decent time being monetized, and I might make an extra 50, 60 bucks out of it. And it's that extra 50, 60 bucks over the past few months here and there that allowed me to, get my camera and get my new microphone to make better videos. So that's kind of how it works in our heads, really. But it is still very demoralizing when you spend hours and hours and hours making a video, and then YouTube just arbitrarily demonetizes it, and then 3 days later, after the vast majority of people have already viewed it, they monetize it. And they go, oh, sorry, yeah, no, that was fine. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Anyway, Debbie S for $5, thank you so much, says TSA sup, probably wanting you to complain because he's having issues with the TSA agent. Also, he wants to have him written up. I agree 100%. The worst thing is TSA are probably watching this right now, and he's probably pissed. But if you are watching it, little dumpy, angry man, go fuck yourself. Anyway, lads and lassies, it's actually time for me to go. My plane is boarding right now. So, next time you see me will be in Amsterdam, and then the beautiful island of Ireland. So, we'll catch you all then. I'm actually, like, as always, I'm the last one on the plane. 2 seconds. Y'all stay there now. Oh, shit. Just got to get out my boarding pass and all that, so that I'll be allowed to actually get on the plane. Here we go. Shit. Uh-oh, that one's gone forever. All right, lads and lassies, see you later. Maybe not. God damn. Fucking fella all the way to Ireland there. Alrighty. Take care, folks. That is a piece of tissue. That is not mine, actually, so that's kind of disgusting. But, what can you do? Sláinte. Whoops. There we go.